Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm holding a new 28 Nosler I just had custom built. I want to talk about some of the components on this rifle and what you can expect to see in the future and content that is going to be coming out, and we're going to be using this rifle for some of that. So first off, the components. The action is a Defiance Deviant action. Has a 20 MOA rail built right into it, machined right into the action. I love that there's no screws holding the rail on. I have an AG composite Alpine Hunter stock, a nice lightweight carbon fiber stock. I love the pistol grip on that vertical pistol grip. It just feels so repeatable. Your hand comes in the same place, makes it easy to square up your finger on that trigger. It has a Bartline barrel on it in a Remington varmint contour, so it's just a little bit heavier barrel. I had it fluting down on it, take some weight off of it, but you know, it's I want to say the Bear rifle comes in just over 8 pounds, so it's not super light, but it's also not crazy heavy. I find it, you know, especially in like a 28 Nosler that I plan on hoping to have a very accurate, forgiving rifle. It should be an easy shooter. It just, you know, it weighs, it's kind of in that sweet spot for, you know, you can take it in the mountains. You don't feel like you're carrying something crazy heavy, but man, if you got to make a long shot, it's going to feel easy to do that with. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Just kind of that forgiveness, that blend of forgiveness and weight. And I feel like a Bear rifle weighing 7 to 8.5 pounds, somewhere in there, is that really sweet spot and forgiving spot, especially if you want to shoot north of 1,000 yards. The scope that I have on this rifle is a Trijicon 10 mile. It is a 4.5 to 30 by 56. I like the 56 for the fact that I feel like it's probably going to let in just a little bit more daylight on those, you know, last minute shots or early morning shots. And most of you guys know I'm a Night Force fan, and I've shot Night Force for years, and honestly it's the first time that I've on a long gun had a scope on that is not a Night Force. But with owning a rifle company, I do want to branch out and try some things just to educate myself, to have some experience. This Trijicon 10 mile has really good reviews. I feel like it checks all the boxes and what I'm looking for in a scope, so I thought I'd give it a try. I have Night Force rings holding this scope on, a scope level, and so basically all the basics. The bipod on here is the Gunworks 2.0 bipod. This thing is sweet. You guys seen me do a video on this earlier. If not, you can go check it out on the channel. I kind of talk about it and go over it. But this bipod goes all the way from, or as low as 5 inches, all the way up to 19 inches. So it covers a lot of range of what you're probably going to need to be shooting. So enough on the rifle. This rifle, I'm hoping that it's going to shoot as good as it looks. All right, so a question that I've been getting a lot, probably the number one question that maybe I haven't addressed it very well in some of my reloading content, is finding your bullet seating depth. So we're going to talk about that. I have not found the seating depth on this rifle, so I'll take you with me. I'm going to show you how I find the seating depth and where I want to start on this. So I'm going to take you through the reloading process on this. It might not all be on this video. If you want to follow that and you want to see how I actually work up a load and find the sweet spot of where the rifle wants to shoot, subscribe, follow along. So we'll make a little bit of content on that. But then I'm going to take this rifle and I'm going to continue doing the one-shot challenge. A lot of you guys love that, gave me a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback on that one-shot challenge where we go out. You know, the closer shots might be at 500-600 yards, and then with this, I intend to take it north of 1,000. And we're taking life-size targets, we're going out, we're doping the wind, we're getting our everything put in, and we're taking one shot, and we're seeing if we can kill that animal in one shot, because that's really the real-world scenario. Most times you get one shot. You don't get to go out there and dope your wind on the gong with the first shot and then pull over and shoot that elk at 900 yards. That first shot is the only one that really counts. So we'll probably get back in and do another series throughout the winter. I might try to drop one video a week where I go through the process and the calculations and figuring out what I'm going to do for wind, where I'm actually holding, and try to be transparent so that we can all learn. I learn a lot through these series, and so that we can all learn together. So if you want to follow that, subscribe. But let's get into actually figuring out where we want the seating depth, the starting seating depth on this rifle. All right, so let me show you how to find the seating depth. This is a Hornady overall length gauge. You can buy them on Amazon. You want to get the modified case. In this case, I have the 28 Nosler. It's threaded. It simply just threads onto there. Nothing to it. Just goes till you're against. We're going to take a bullet and drop a bullet in the front of it. It's made so it just drops in. You can see that I can move that bullet in and out. So I'm going to move it out about halfway and just kind of, not even quite half. And I'm just going to lock this down to where I know that I'm going to slide this inside of here, and I'm going to have the shoulder touching in the chamber before the bullet touches the lands. Now I can feel that I'm against the shoulder. I'm going to put my thumb right here. I'm just going to hold this. You can see right there, I'm against the shoulder with the case. I'm going to loosen this back up. I'm going to slowly push this out until I feel that bullet touch the lands. Right there. We're just touching. So we're just touching. I don't want to jam it in there, just want to touch it. So I'm going to tighten this back up. Now I know I can slide this all back out. The bullet's probably going to stay in there. Let's see if the bullet falls out. If you don't jam it up in there too hard, it normally just falls out. If you push too hard, this bullet will stay stuck in your lands, and you have to run something up from the front to tap it out. Now I can set this bullet back in there, and I know that this is my max seating depth. So I'm going to grab my calipers and my comparator here. The way this works, I'll show you, is it allows me to get my calipers right in here and get an exact measurement. 2.886 is the longest that I can be before I start getting jammed up into the lands. 2.886. And with this bullet being a 195 Berger, I'm going to back that off somewhere around 15 thousandths, and that's going to be my starting position so that I have some room to go out towards those lands again if I need for forgiveness and for accuracy, which puts me at 2.871. So my starting seating depth on this will be 2.871. That's how I find my seating depth. All right, so typically, of course, you got to find that seating depth and where you want to start, very first thing in load development. Then from there, we're going to find the powder charge. And after we found the powder charge, we are going to adjust the seating depth to where it is the most forgiving and to where we are getting the most accuracy out of that. We're going to cover that in the next video. If you want to follow along, subscribe. I appreciate you all. Until next time, have a wonderful day.